Today, I'm going to discuss about the multinational company. Here, we are going to discuss that how a small company, after few years, transform in a multinational company or a corporation, etc. First of all, what is a multinational corporation or a company, etc.? Basically, a multinational corporation is a business organization whose activities are located in more than two countries and is the organizational form that defines foreign direct investment. Capital can flow from one country to another in expectations of the higher rates of return. Basically, multinational corporation or multinational companies are corporate organizations that operate in more than one country other than home country, like LTI, TCS, Tech Mahindra, Deltas, Capgemini, in some of the examples of the multinational companies in India. We have some kind of companies that belongs to a multinational companies. Basically, it is a corporate organization that controls the production of goods or services in at least one country other than its home country also. Black Law Dictionary suggests that the company or a group should be considered a multinational corporation if it derives at least near about 25% or more of its revenue from out of home country operations. However, a firm that owns and controls 51% of a foreign subsidiary also control the production of goods or services in at least one country other than its home country and therefore would also meet the criteria. If the foreign affiliate generates only a few percent, I think, of its revenue, we have the most of the largest and most influential companies of the modern age are publicly traded multinational corporations include the Forbes Globe 2000 companies. Multinational companies are basically a subject to criticism for lacking ethical standards. They have also become associated with the multinational tax havens, base erosion, and profit shifting tax avoidance activities. We have some multinational enterprises, like is the term used by the multinational economist and similarly defined with the multinational companies or the corporation as an enterprise that controls the manages production establishment known as plants located in at least two countries. Basically, the multinational enterprises will engage in foreign direct investment, that is FDI, foreign direct investment, as the firm makes direct investment in host country plants for equity, ownership, and managerial control to avoid some transaction cost. Here, that what is multinational company or a corporation? I am deliver you firstly that it's enterprises who manage the production firstly and deliver the service, provide the audience, and have a good country can refer after some year to as the international corporation. Here, what is the multinational corporation? Basically, multinational corporation is the foreign production through its the affiliate located. Basically, every country is not gifted with all the resources. So there is to need of the international business in order to export the resources or any goods and services which is abundant in our country and to import the resources which is the not abundant on our country. We have to some exercises, some foreign trades, some import export, a corporation that controls the production facilities in more than one country, and such kind of facilities having been acquired through the process of the foreign direct investment. According to the ILO report, the essential nature of the multinational enterprises lies in the fact that its marginal headquarters are located in one country while the enterprise carries out operations in a number of other countries as well. Here is according to the Franklin Root, who is an experienced person till from the 1994. He was the first person to maintain the multinational company. And he shared our experience with us that he exercised direct control of the policies of the affiliates. We have some multinational company that is Walmart stores, ExxonMobil, Royal Dutch Shell, McDonald, British Petroleum, Philips, Ford, and so on. So here's the journey how we can maintain a company into the multinational company. Multinational company basically took birth in the early 1960s. It was after the Second World War that multinational have grown rapidly. In the early days, the United States was the home of the most of the multinational companies. Now there are a large number of the Japanese and European nationalism. Now in the list of the at least 10 or 20 largest multinational companies, Japan has the largest number. First of all, we have to stakeholders are from the different countries. Second thing, we have the high proportions of the asset and the revenue operations. Third, we have some operational number countries. And last is we have two subsidiaries in the foreign countries also. Because we have to grow step by step. We have to establish a country here. We have the proper reputed his organization, and moreover, firstly city, then state, then country, and then other country. Basically, multinational company was the type of the corporation popular when many Europe countries internationalized during pre-war, when the trade barriers were very high. It is a decentralization federation of the asset and responsibilities. It is the management process defined by the simple financial control system overlaid on the informal personal coordination. A dominant strategic material that viewed the company's worldwide operations at the portfolio of the national businesses. Here we have some multinational companies in India. That one is IBM, Nokia, LG, Toyota, Hyundai, Microsoft, Samsung, Nike, Ford, Sony, and Fleer. We have some also, that is the Tata, Airtel, Reliance, Wipro, Infosys, ICICI Banks, and Kingfisher, etc. Basically, multinational companies are a huge industrial organization which extend their industrial and marketing operations through a network of their branches or their majority on foreign affiliates. Multinational companies are also known as the transnational corporation. Here we have some corporation structure. First is MACD, that is the horizontally integrated, Adidas, that is the vertically integrated, and the Microsoft, that is the diversified multinational corporation. Now we have some multinational corporation organization. First is subsidiaries about the multinational companies. Basically, subsidiary is a that kind of thing which we can tell it about the parent company, daughter company, and the business company also. Basically, in the multinational corporation, a company that has the facility and the asset in a one country over its home base. In this, a subsidiary is in the asset of the global company that is usually a smaller company whose business operations and investments are controlled by the parent corporation. No matter their focus in the multinational companies need their subsidiaries in order to function effectively. Because multinational companies headquarters have different replacing their subsidiaries, businesses and technology based capabilities. Because in this, a business world is a corporation that belongs to the another corporation, generally referred to as the parent or holding company. The parent has a controlling interest in the company, meaning it has a more than half of its stock to manage out the others. Basically, a subsidiary company is a business's entity that is the fully or the partially owned by the another entity. If and the I'm giving you an example that X company buys a Y company, clear? And after that, Y companies becomes a subsidiary company of X. The holding company is also called the parent company, and subsidiary company is also called the daughter company. Next one is the joint ventures company. Basically, joint ventures company between India and the foreign companies include the Tata Starbucks Private Limited. Joint ventures companies are the preferred form of the corporate investment, but there are no separate laws for the joint ventures because companies which are incorporated in India are treated on par as domestic companies. The above two parties subscribes to the share of the joint ventures company in aggregate proportion in cash and start a new business. Because another famous example I'm giving you that Hulu, which began life as a joint venture between NBC Universal, Providence Equity Partners, News Corporation, and then the Disney Company. Walt Disney Company. Basically, it's a fully two businesses with the complementary strength. I'm giving you example that technology company may create a partnership with a marketing company to bring an innovative products and to market it. We have some joint ventures in India that is the applicable law, shareholding partners, composition of board of directors, management committee, frequency of board meeting and its venue, general meeting and its venue, transfers and shares, and composition of the quorum for the importance decision and the board meeting. Next one is the franchisee holders. Basically, franchisee holder means a person who has been granted a franchise under the provision of this ordinance and who is operating an ambulance services within this city in accordance with the provision of its ordinance. First of all, you know about the franchisee. It is enables you, the investor or franchisee, to operate a business. You pay a franchisee fees and you get a front or system developed by the company. The right to use the franchisor name for a specific number of year assistance. Basically, franchisee is a small business owner who operates a franchisee. The franchisee pays a fees to the franchisors for the right to use the business already established, success, trademark, proprietor, and the knowledge. The franchisee receives the continuous guidance and support from the franchisor. In this, we have some kind of the method distributing products and services involving a franchisor who establishes the brand's trademark or trade name or as a business system. In the franchisee who pays a royalty and offer an initial fee for the right to do business under the franchisor's name and its system. Next one is the turnkey project. Basically, one of the special modes of the carrying out the international business is a turnkey project. It's a contract under which a firm agrees to fully design, fully construct and equip a manufacturing, business, service facility and turn the project over to the purchaser when it is ready for operator remuneration. I'm giving you example that many government-owned public housing projects are turnkey projects. A private developer undertakes all activities necessary to producing the project, including land purchases, permits, plans, and constructs and sell the project to the housing authority. In this, we reduce the total time during the constructural process by having just one person instead of two separate ones. A seemingly lower cost when integrating all the elements under one provider. One of the special mode of the carrying out that it's a good. In this, a turnkey company is a business that need to make a money and they do this through several methods. First, turnkey companies often buy the property at a discount and sell it to you. The out-of-state owner for a higher amount, essentially flipping the property to you for a hefty amount. Next one is SWOT. S is a strength, W is a weaknesses, O it's opportunity, and T is a threat. In this, we have to find the best match between the environment trends and internal capabilities, inner resources, or capacity the organization can use effectively to achieve its objectives. An opportunity is any favorable situation in the organization's environment. So we have to need the SWOT analysis as used as possible. First of all, we will discuss about the strength. Basically, when we're talking about the strength, then it describes that what an organization excels at and one separates it from the composition. A strong brand, loyal customer base, strong balance sheet, unique technology, and so on. I'm giving you example of the strength that a hedge fund may have a developed a proprietary trading strategy that returns market beating results. It must then decide how to use those results to attract new investors. We have to know about this trend, what we have to do for the attractiveness of the organization so they people can easily to buy our product. Here, a strength is a resource or a capacity the organization can use effectively to achieve and its objects. Basically, it are things that your organization does particularly well or in a way that distinguishes you from your competitors. Think about the advantages your organization has over other organizations. These might be the motivations of your staff, access to certain materials, or a strong set of the manufacturing process. Next one is the weaknesses. In the SWOT analysis, W stands for the weaknesses are those characteristics of a business that gives disadvantage and advantage relative to the others. SWOT weaknesses can prevent you from achieving company goals and objectives. Weaknesses are a negative and internal factor that affect your organizational successes. In what area does your company struggle? Are there reasons that customers select competitors over you? Does something specific stop you from the performing at your best? So these kind of challenges every day we have to face. When we are talking about the strength and the weaknesses together, so it's internal to your company. Things that you have some control over and can change opportunity and this threat are internal and external. Things that you are going on outside your company and in the large market. We have to know about no one knows you, you lack the resources to grow, you are new in the industry, high price, expert employees are out of your budget. What you are offering to consumers is not the exactly clear and a specialized product means a higher price point. I'm telling that weaknesses is that I sometimes have a hard time letting go of a project. I am the biggest critic of my work and I can always find something that needs to be improved or changed. To help myself improve in this area and I give myself deadlines for the revisions that my organization will run, increase and increase. Now we are going in the opportunities. They are simply positive. External factors that organization or ventures can take advantage of without being able to control. Opportunities are the worth identifying in both your own and other businesses as either way they provide information useful to the planet. Basically, opportunities refer to the favorable external factor that could give an the organization a competitive advantage. I'm giving you an example. If a country cuts the tariffs, a car manufacturer can export its cars into a new market. So we have to increasing sales and market share. In the opportunity, you have to explore that you can list external opportunities in your company and project. New career path that you can take. Different things you can do to improve yourself and your work. Training courses and mentoring opportunities. New projects and shifts in your life. You should have to do these all things because opportunities are a combination of the different circumstances at the given time that offer a positive outcomes. If take advantage of the key word in the definition is circumstances because good opportunities are said to be the external. Next one is the threat. Threats basically anything that could cause damage to your organization, like venture or product. This could include anything from other companies who might intrude to your market, to supply shortage, which might prevent you from the manufacturing a product. Threats are basically a negative and the external. In this, we have the competition, the potential action of the competitor are the most common type of threat in a business context. We have lose the talent or the inability to recruit talent, market entry, prices, cost, approvals, supply, weathers, and so on. If I am talking to you in the verbal threat, is a statement made to someone else in which the speaker declares that they intend to cause the listener harm, loss, punishment. Although this definition sounds very similar to the others, and the simply uttering threatening word to the another person will most likely not count as an assault. We have high level of the competition for the new roles. We have higher level of the stresses, difficulty negotiating flexible working and the conditions for the jobs. Basically, these all the SWOT analysis is important because it's a simple but useful framework for analyzing your organization's strength, weaknesses, opportunity, and threats. Because present data related to a SWOT analysis helps identify the strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats in the industry. Here we go. Strength was the well-development infrastructure. Weaknesses about the lack of the transportation and the inflexibility. Opportunity can be of the attract new industry and threat that is was the quota. We have some reasons for establishing the MNS, that is multinational companies. Basically, for just a few hundred in 1945, the population of multinational companies grew rapidly to each over 9,000 by 1973, 30,000 by 1990. In 2011, the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development estimated that there were over 1 lakh multinational companies controlling around 9 lakh foreign affiliates. Basically, the strategic motivation for making investment has been advocated as another reason for the growth of the multinational companies. Multinational companies enters foreign markets to protect their market share when this is being threatened by the potential entry of the indigenous form of the multinational from another country, which we are talking about the clear communication, collaboration and the team skills, confidence, time management to avoid or minimize the tax to be paid, problem solving ability to increase the market share, perseverance, and etc. Here we have some advantages of multinational companies. Basically, in this, we have some specialization in the production. The scale of the many industry means firms split production into different countries, outsourcing, economies of scale, tax avoidance, employment of skilled labor, wider consumer base, and evaluation, etc. In this, multinationals sometimes scale down their production and close the operation in situation of the economic uncertainty. That was the control, transfer pricing, environmental imbalance, killing domestic producers, profit reputation, transnationalism, and the micro multinationalism. Here, that we can exports of the components and finished goods for the assembly or distribution in the foreign markets. We have to acquisition for the raw material from the abroad. We have a larger pool of the potential customer and help them for expanding and growing at the faster pace. Similarly, we have some disadvantages, that is loss of sovereignty. This is the most common disadvantage of all over the multinational companies. Losses outflows, inappropriate technology, economics exploration, social culture evils, destroy competition and require monopoly, harmful for the local procedures, for local economic quality, for the freedom. Similarly, this is all about the multinational company. India, we have the long history and traditional. Here we go. That is the Nestle, Oracle, Siba, HP, LG, Hyundai, Walmart. That's it. Thank you so much.